Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll ask you a series of questions. The first questions are just going to be really basic, getting to know you type questions, and then we'll ask some more specific skill-related questions.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Who wants to start? Should I start?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'll start. All right, so first off, tell us a little bit about what you were doing before you came to Year Up and how you heard about the program and why you decided to join.
Before I was at Year Up, I was working in retail at Victoria's Secret. I was doing cashiering as well as shipment and stock management. I really wanted to do something that I felt I was more passionate about. The things that I'm passionate about are space and technology. And so my significant other actually went through Year Up, and he told me about it, and he told me what a great experience he had, and I know that he is still working in tech, and he loves it. And so I wanted to pursue something that was more career-oriented because I don't want a career in retail. And so combining my drive to have a career for myself and be more of a professional as well as learning more about tech, that was really why I wanted to join.
And you mentioned a little bit about your interest in tech, but I'd love to hear some more about what compels you to want to work in the field of technology.
Well, what I really love about tech is the connections that you can make. I, in my personal life, studied Latin in college because I liked learning about the connections between the words that I use today and their roots. And similarly with tech, it's connecting people and connecting ideas and thoughts and allowing yourself to create and really put your creative thoughts out there and connect with people.
Great. Okay. What would you say has been your biggest challenge or growth during learning and development phase, and what have you done to overcome this challenge?
I would say my biggest challenge definitely has to be understanding that I don't know everything, because one of the things that I really pride myself on is learning new things. I love learning every single thing I possibly can about anything that I'm interested in. And so I came in here knowing that I had done my own research. I knew I had a pretty strong set of soft skills like team management and time management, and not really so much the public speaking, but I knew I was very confident. And so coming in here and realizing that you may have soft skills already, but honing them and really putting out your best professional brand was something that I found challenging for me. But through a lot of feedback from my colleagues and staff, I've been working on it and just been more mindful of the fact that there's always something I can work on.
Okay, great. And how are you going to take that feedback or consider this growth area and how are you going to approach it to ensure that you are set up for success at internship?
Definitely just taking the feedback that I've already received and working with it. Just doing my best to make sure that I keep it in mind and not forget about the feedback that I received and always ask for more feedback, because we're all always growing as professionals. Even the staff always tell us to give them feedback. So it's definitely something that I'm going to keep in mind and not just think, oh, I have my internship, I can just do whatever I want now and I don't need to grow anymore. I definitely want to keep pursuing that growth mindset.
Right, cool. What track are you interested in?
I'm interested in either the IT track or the QA track.
Okay, so consider those different the descriptions for those internships. What makes you a strong candidate for, both, either, what makes you a strong candidate for internship?
I think what makes me a strong candidate is the fact that, like I mentioned, I always love learning new things. So whatever track I'm placed in and whatever internship I'm placed in, I will always do my best to learn the most I can, to network with my colleagues, and to make sure that even if I don't understand something right away, I'm always asking questions and learning more. And specifically a bit more related to IT, I do have some customer service skills already between catering and Victoria's Secret. So I know that I'm going to be coming in with a pretty strong set of customer service-based skills.
All right. gonna move on.
Scenario-based?
Scenario-based questions.
Awesome. So assuming that you go into an internship that is, say, IT help desk, let's imagine that as the stage here. You're on the help desk team and have the project to analyze how quickly tickets were closed in the past 2 months and what might have slowed down some of the processes rather. Talk us through the steps you would take to complete that project. The project is analyzing how quickly tickets were closed in the past 2 months and what might be slowing that process down.
Sorry, just one moment. Can I have a second to think about it?
Sure.
Thank you. Well, first I would probably pull all the data into a spreadsheet as to the time that the tickets were open, so see how long each ticket was, and then I would try to include some sort of keyword or brief description of which each ticket was to see if maybe our staff had a problem area, if all the tickets that took a long time were Mac or with Windows. Maybe our team could do a workshop on Mac, or maybe it was our internet connection was slow at certain times. So really try to find out what the ticket question was or what the person needed help with, and then also try to factor in other things like our internet connection and try to pull those records and put that in as well. And just ask staff, maybe it was a particular staff member that was being a little bit slow, and we could talk about how to speed that process up for them in the future.
Great, thank you. So we're going to ask a few more questions that are a little bit more specific, and then we're going to move into the tech scenario.
Okay.
So maybe I'll ask one and then trade over to you. Okay, cool. Could you tell me about a time that you were in a leadership position, either formal or informal, and faced a challenge in that position? What was that challenge and how did you respond to it?
Well, at Europe we had a business plan and business model project and business communications where we had to create a product, we had to present it, and we had to come up with a business plan for it. And I know my team really got distracted easily, and we were having some issues with time management where people weren't sure what they needed to do or how to accomplish that or what timeline we needed to accomplish it. So I sort of stepped in at that point and took a leadership role, and I had observed my team previously as they were my colleagues, and I knew that two of my teammates were very artistic. One of them was a filmmaker, and the other one, when he created his website and web dev, was very artistic. And I'm a little bit better with words and writing things out, and my other colleague was the person who came up with the product idea. So I assigned her and I to work on the business plan, doing the writing and the communicating and really laying out what the product was. And then I assigned the two artistic colleagues that I had to creating the PowerPoint and really putting their art skills to use. So that kept us on track because everybody was doing something that they wanted to do as well as something they were good at. So it was a quicker process, and we were all much happier and less distracted.
Great.
Can you tell us about a time that you missed a deadline, and what things did you fail to do, and what were the what were the repercussions of that, and what did you learn from it?
Sorry, can I have a second to think about that?
Of course.
Thank you. At Europe, I had an assignment, and it was actually a very simple assignment. And what had happened was I had gone home, and my internet connection was out, and I had no idea what to do because it was due at a certain time, I believe 5:00 p.m. And so I got home around 4, and I was getting ready to do it, and my internet was out, and I had no cell service. So I had no way of completing the assignment. And what I did was the very next morning, I completed it. It took like 5 minutes. And I emailed my instructor letting her know why I had missed the deadline, and that was actually my very first infraction. So the repercussions were the infraction, and then she gave me some feedback to let me know that those are things that I need to handle before I leave Europe, if it's quick. So I definitely learned that I shouldn't wait until the last minute to do things, because even if it's quick and simple, there's always something that can come up to prevent me from doing it. So in the following months and currently, I always write down the deadlines for the assignments, and I try to do them as quick as possible. As soon as I'm trying to figure out how to word that. I try to do them closer to when I receive them than to when they're due, and that's definitely helped me out.
Can you also share with us a career goal that you have set for yourself, and what are or were the steps or actions that you're taking to reach that goal?
A goal that I have set for myself is to get at least 2 certifications in tech. I haven't picked out which ones yet, because I want to do a lot of research and make sure that there are things that I want to study and want to put a lot of time into, because obviously it's not an easy process. So currently I'm trying to figure out which certifications I want to get, and I'm doing that by asking colleagues who have any type of certification. I'm planning on asking staff, and my significant other works at a tech company, so I'm going to ask around his office a little bit to see what people have done and why they chose that. So that's a goal that I hope to set for myself, to make me more in demand, I believe would be the Europe way of saying that, to be just more experienced, to learn the most I possibly can about those subjects, and it's amazing for a resume for employers to know that you have accomplished those things.
Any other questions?
No, I think we're good. Do you have another question, Travis?
No, I think we can go to the
Tech
tech
demo? All right, we're gonna move to tech scenario. Say goodbye to the camera.